Yo, it's the kid here again, doing again what y'all hate doing. I know, I'm talking about reading. I'm still into the 7 habits of highly effective families. The segment I'm on today, y'all, is developing your unique human gifts. And y'all know I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. The 4 unique gifts we've talked about are common to all people except perhaps some who are sufficiently mentally handicapped that they lack self awareness. But developing them takes conscious effort. It's like developing a muscle. If you've ever been into muscle development, you know that the key is to push the fiber until it breaks. Then nature overcompensates in repairing the broken material, and the fiber becomes stronger within 48 hours. You probably also know the importance of adjusting your exercises to bring into play the weaker muscles rather than taking the course of least resistance and staying only with those muscles that are strong and developed. Because of my own knee and back problems, I have had to learn to exercise in a way that forces me to bring into play muscles and even entire muscle groups that I would otherwise rarely use or even be aware of. I realize now that the development of these muscles is necessary for an integrated, balanced level of health and fitness, for posture, for various skill activities, and sometimes even for normal walking. For example, to compensate for my knee injuries, I used to focus on developing the quadriceps, the muscles in the front of the upper leg, but I neglected the development of the hamstrings, which are the muscles at the back of the leg. And this affected a full balanced recovery of my knees and also my back. So it is in life, our tendency is to run with our strengths and leave our weaknesses undeveloped. Sometimes that's fine when we can organize to make those weaknesses irrelevant through the strengths of others. But most of the time, it isn't fine because the full utilization of our capacities requires overcoming those weaknesses. And so it is with our unique human gifts as we go through life interacting with external circumstances, with other people, and with our own nature. We have constant ongoing opportunities to come face to face with our weaknesses. We can choose to ignore them, or we can push against the resistance and break through to new levels of competence and strength. So, in a sense, the unique leveraging of the 4 human gifts is in self awareness. Because when you have the ability to think outside the box, to examine your own assumptions and your own way of thinking, to stand apart from your own mind and examine it, to think about your very thoughts, feelings, and even moods, then you have the basis for using imagination, conscience, and independent will in entirely new ways. You literally become transcendent. You have transcended yourself. You have transcended your background, your history, your psychic baggage. This transcendence is fundamental to the life force in all of us and helps unleash the propensity to become, to grow, to develop. It is also fundamental in our relationships with others and in cultivating a beautiful family culture. The more the family has a collective sense of self-awareness, in on it, the more it can look in on itself and improve itself, make changes, select goals outside of tradition, and set up structures and other plans to achieve those goals that lie outside social scripting and deeply established habit patterns. The ancient Greek saying, know thyself, is enormously significant because it reflects the understanding that self knowledge is the basis of all other knowledge. If we don't take ourselves into account, all we are doing is projecting ourselves onto life and onto other people. We then judge ourselves by our motives and others by their behavior. Until we know ourselves and are aware of ourselves as separate from others and from the environment, until we can be separated even from ourselves so that we can observe our own tendencies, thoughts, and desires, we have no foundation from which to know and respect other people, let alone to create change within ourselves. Developing all 4 of these gifts is vital to proactivity. You cannot neglect one of them because the key is in the synergy or the relationship among them. Hitler, for example, had tremendous self awareness, imagination, and willpower, but no conscience, and it is proved to be his undoing. It has also changed the course of the world in many tragic ways. Others are very principled and conscience driven, but they have no imagination, no vision. They are good, but good for what? Toward what end? Others have great willpower, but no vision. They often do the same things again and again with no meaningful end in mind. And this applies to an entire family as well. The collective sense of these 4 gifts, the relationship among these gifts, as well as the relationship among the individuals in the family, as what enables the family to move to higher and higher levels of achievement and significance and contribution. The key lies in the proper nurturance of all four gifts in the individual and in the family culture so that there is a great sense of self and family awareness, a highly cultivated and sensitive individual and collective conscience, the development of the creative, imaginative instincts into shared vision, and the development and use of a strong personal and social will to do whatever it takes to fulfill a mission, to achieve a vision, to matter. Developing your unique human gifts. Wow, that was really good. And I like the example that it used when it was comparing it to like the muscle, like, you know, to anyone that's, went and worked out and understood what it's mean, like when you go and you lift weights or you do any type of exercise where you have to completely tear that muscle down. Like you got to break that muscle down, and once you break it down, once you break the fibers down in that muscle, then it comes back stronger. Once it reconnects, it comes back stronger. And so, like, we must make sure that we're working on our weaknesses so that they can come back stronger, so it can make us whole. That's what we want to do. Like, we're so busy sometimes out here judging other people and looking at other people's weaknesses and what they got going on, that we're wasting time enhancing our own weaknesses. We're wasting time becoming whole as we should be. And so we got to make sure, that we working on that. And like when it comes to that judging others, look, y'all, like you have to focus on yourself more than you focus on anybody else, because at the end of the day, no one is going to care about you more than you do. No matter how much they talk about you, no matter how much they judge you, they're never going to care about you as much as you care about you. So, like, you got to understand that, even when it comes to listening to other people as they're judging you, as they're holding you to some standard, or under some requirement, whatever it is that they're eyeballing you for, know that, they're not going to eyeball you as hard as you're going to eyeball yourself, because they don't love or care for you as much as you're going to love and care for yourself. So, you should put your attention in things that love you the most. And I promise you, you love you more than that random person love you. And an example of you loving you more is, more times than not, you are going to make sure that you eat. And, and that's love. That love right there, that's an action. Love is a verb. You remember love is a verb, is action. And you want to make sure you eat, versus making sure that, random person eats more times than not. Of course, if you can be a helping and willing and loving person, look out for someone. But that's another conversation. That's not the conversation that I'm having. I'm just talking about when it comes to, handling your own business and not worried about being judged, because you love you more than anyone else does. And you show that on a daily basis, because you do things more for yourself, than you do for anyone else, on a daily basis. And I'm talking about the things that you should do more for yourself on a daily basis. Like you should feed yourself. You should put your own clothes on. You should be, doing your own work, handling your own business. Like that's you loving yourself, keeping up with your own hygiene. That's you loving yourself. You have to love yourself first, before you can, spread any type of love, and definitely before you can get to judging anybody else level of love. Love yourself. Focus on you, But all right, kid out.